right now.
I'm drinking hot cocoa that I made for myself before.
Hot cocoa on January 17th. I usually put that away, right around New Year's. I can't justify it after that. I don't know.
Listen, hot cocoa is if it's cold outside.
Yeah.
You could drink hot cocoa or hot chocolate. I think there's a sizable difference. Sean, what about you? What say you? Hot cocoa, is it just a Christmas time thing or is it a winter time thing?
Wintertime. We actually had hot cocoa yesterday after going sledding.
What's sledding?
It wasn't the best thing I've ever tasted.
Yeah.
What?
I feel like.
Yeah, we've had better.
You almost put like 2 cups of. You almost put like 2 cups.
I don't think they care. I don't think they care about that.
I care.
Listen, I care.
Yeah, but
Sean, step up your hot cocoa game. Let's go.
Hold on, wait. Before you do that, I just want to say hi to our YouTube audience who has joined us. Hi, everybody on YouTube, watching on the Knicks Film School YouTube channel. Don't mind us. We're just having a enthralling conversation about the merits of hot cocoa after Christmas, which both Sean and his son and me are in favor of. But the Grinch wearing the hat over there is not. Sorry, I cut you off, Sean.
No, I was saying my wife bought this all natural organic cocoa where you literally have to sweeten it yourself. And, after growing up on Swiss Miss for 30 years, you're like, but it's fine. And yes, we went sledding yesterday because we live in Westchester and there was a big hill and frozen snow and it was amazing.
There are a few things that I miss about Staten Island. No offense to anybody watching from Staten Island. It's a wonderful place. Love it. Will always be my home. But I'm happy to be off. But one thing Staten Island did have is a golf course by the name of Lotta Red, which is a nice golf course. But what it features on it used to be the 10th hole. I don't know if they flipped the course, but I think it's still the 10th. Is a mammoth downhill slope that is like. It's actually very emasculating when you're driving off of it because the most of your drive is over the downhill, so you could feel like you walloped the ball, and then it'll land just at the bottom of the hill, and then you have all this way to go. I forget if it was par 4 or par 5, but it's great for sledding. So I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah, we didn't get any snow in Chapel Hill, but it was 15 degrees when we woke up, which disturbed a lot of the local folks here. Being from up north, it was I'm sort of used to it, but
it disturbed.
I mean, it's just disturbing. I mean, I was getting texts like, "Are you aware of the temperature? Is everything okay?" And I'm like, "Yes, this is the winter. This happens sometimes. We're okay."
I had my first as we're, by the way, thank you to anybody joining us on the Knicks Film School YouTube channel. Waiting for tip off here, actually, probably momentarily. Jalen Brunson is back. Josh Hart is back. The latter of which may be much to the chagrin of some Knicks fans out there. I, for one, am rooting for Josh Hart to get it right. I'm going to come back to him for a second, but yeah, today was the first day where I walked my daughter to school, pushing the stroller, and I was like, yeah, I could use the pair of gloves today. Didn't have them though. Real quick before we get started, because Josh Hart has been the topic of conversation. DJ,
yes,
this is going to be an unfair thing to throw at you right before tip off, but if you had to give Josh Hart a letter grade for this season thus far,
C-.
Whoa! I was teetering between B- and C+, and I thought I maybe was a little harsh to go C+, but you're at C-. Okay.
Yeah, I think the offense has been that bad. I think there's been spurts where he's looked like the guy that he was for most of last year. But I just feel like the offense has regressed enough to where his defense is not pushing him to, even be an average value player at this point. He just needs to be a lot better. And I'm a fan of his. I think he impacts winning. I'm hoping, like you, that he can sort of turn the page starting tonight as we get ready for tip-off.
You said it. It's spurts. It's old men. It's spurts. Yep. We need whole games from Josh Hart, and I don't know that there's been more than 3 or 4 of those. Okay, we've got tip off the matchups. I can't even tell what the matchups are because it looks like they've already switched a bit. But Did you agree with Benji probably getting OG on Fred VanVleet?
Yeah, I mean, I think, head of the snake. I feel like that's the best matchup. We get Randall guarded by Brooks, so that's a big one right off the bat here.
Little short on the 3-point attempt from the corner from OG. I'm curious to see this Rockets team. I haven't watched them as much as I would like to. I've caught like a bunch of fourth quarters and close games they've had.
Mm-hmm.
And they're a young team, but they're clearly good.
And a different team on the road.
Yeah.
A little backdoor. Yeah, their defense is excellent at home, but it's, I think, 20th if you just base it on away games, about 119 points allowed per 100 possessions. So a different team away from home. So hopefully the Knicks can sort of take advantage of that. And as Dirty Dancer says in the chat, Şengün also worse on the road. So, but that, young team, that sort of happens.
Defense looking okay so far as Dante DiVincenzo just turned it over. I guess trying to get it to Julius in the corner. Okay, there we go.
Off Green there. Yeah, I think that's what he was looking for. He sort of got in between of what he was, whether it was a shot or a pass.
I'm not listening to the feed, but I imagine Clyde said something about don't get off your feet or jump. What's the phrase? Don't leave your feet unless you know where you're going.
Yes, when despite the fact that that's been a much more common and a modern play. But Clyde has his, he has his certain things that he likes about and prefers.
He doesn't need to have certain things that he does and does not prefer.
Yes.
All right.
So this Brooks matchup, that's sort of like off balance.
Say it. You're right. Yeah,
that's his shot. But I would just like to see him get a little bit closer to the basket. I feel like that's been a bit of a change of late. He's not getting nearly the position that he was getting early on in the season when he was performing at his apex. Nice little mid-ranger by Jabari there.
For anybody who may be a little unfamiliar with the Rockets, we unfortunately didn't have a pregame pod today, but Jabari Smith Jr., nice second season so far. Oh, there we go. Ooh, that's what you're talking about, DJ.
Physicality. Yep.
Yeah. The guy who's been a little underwhelming this year has been Green, so I'll be curious to see what he does tonight. I forget if this is his first trip to the Garden, if he's been here before, if he did anything notable at the Garden. I haven't remembered.
I don't know if it was notable. I think he's played here before, but you're right. He has been he's really up and down. Probably regressed a little bit this year, but that's that guy Şengün. He's been their offense really works when they go through him.
Yeah. Okay. Again, I don't know if it's tough to hate on him for that because he did it last year and it worked well for us, but it's early clock, and the percentages aren't there this year.
He'll do a lot of this stuff where he's just sort of like toying with you, and he's it's good defense by Hartenstein.
I gotta think just a big part of the scouting report for Şengün is just don't bite.
His pump fake, it's really good.
Oh, there we go.
That's a sight for sure. Sore eyes. Wow,
got that right. Oh man, it makes me smile so much when he hits threes. I don't know. That's not a great contest there.
No, I mean that's the Julius is just not. You want it to change, but he's not great at that. I mean, that's good. That's good look by Brunson. I don't mind that pull up out of that horn set.
That's good defense. All right. Getting out of transition was a good thing. Finish it though. Oh boy. All right. So we got a bit of an uneven start to this one. Sean, are you? I can't hear you. If you're, give me a test one. You're muted. There you go. There it is.
My internet is choppy on YouTube.
Oh, you're underwater.
You're way under right now.
Okay. Cool. And
I'll be back.
You sound good there.
You got lucky on that miss.
All right, we're gonna restart.
What? So I'm that Julius turnover on the last play happened kind of fast. Was that just him?
That was him spinning, and then it's just been since he got here in New York, where teams will scout that spin, and it was Van Vliet coming down at the nail and just timing it perfectly.
So spinning and not winning, as it were.
Spinning and not winning. There you go.
Woo!
So Jalen's got the feeling tonight.
It seems so. I wonder how healthy he is and how much urgency there was to play tonight.
That's a good question.
I mean, it's January. There's no such thing as must-win games in January. But this feels like an important night to try to get things back on track.
I agree.
Nice move from Green, by the way.
He's got like some athletic tools that are literally in the 99th percentile. His issue is like there's the decision making in the in between game and passing out of these drives hasn't been there. But in terms of athleticism, there's like a handful of guys that can sort of match what his peak ability is in that area.
Dirty Dancer comps it here in the chat to more athletic RJ. I don't know if that's
I know. I think I know what Dirty Dancer is getting at. Where there was the RJ drives where predetermined, and then is he reading the floor as he's going through that move? I think Jalen has some of those traits as well, and I don't think he's as gifted as RJ is in getting to the basket, and probably not. He doesn't have the strength that RJ has, so that limits him. But he's a big time athlete. I feel like I follow a lot of fans. Oh, there he is, Marcello. I feel like the Rocket fan base is a little bit down on him. So I think Jabari's taking a leap. I think Şengün's taking a big leap. Tari Eason, big leap. I feel like Jalen's a little bit behind those guys. And they're probably gonna have to make a decision on him pretty soon with the extension on the horizon.
Yeah, this is his third year.
Yeah.
Wow, man,
goes by fast, right?
That extension eligibility, rookie extension eligibility, sneaks up on you quick.
It does.
So he is, man. I'm gonna get myself off track right off the bat. I'm trying to think when's the last time we've had a guy like this who is this level of pedigree, that has not been a bust. Like this is not like he's not a bust. He's clearly not a bust. Like he's clearly showing good stuff, important stuff, enough that make you want to continue to invest. Mm-hmm. But you can't give him a max right now.
No.
Like I would even say maybe the ceiling wasn't there, but I would even say Wiggins after 3 years probably showed you more than Green has through this point in time.
I would say so. Yeah,
and that's a fair statement. That's the textbook like disaster. Like, oh my god, why did you give this guy a max a year before you needed to give him a max? He wasn't, going to be able to go anywhere.
Right.
It's going to be interesting also because they have to pay a lot of guys. Clearly,
I was just going to say that they have a lot of guys that they're going to make decisions on. Some guys that are just you're going to pay Şengün. I think Jabari Smith has shown enough to where like you keep a guy that's 6'10" that can shoot and defend the way he can. And then Tari Eason has been as good as you can hope for. And then you have the guys they brought in last year. Cam Whitmore, who's looked good in limited minutes, and Amen Thompson. So it's all going to come to a head eventually.
Yeah.
So there's going to be odd men out. I just feel like in terms of production, Jalen Green is looking like the guy, but he can turn this around. He's young enough, and he's an explosive scorer.
Alex brings in Alex in Patreon chat. Or playback chat, I should say. Shout out to Alex. How you doing, buddy? Brings up a good one. DeAndre Ayton, as far as like showed you enough, but didn't show you enough for a max, and they made him go earn it. The only difference there is like the center position is such a unique animal in the NBA today in terms of like how much do you pay these guys if they're not Embiid, Jokic, whatever. Like Green is a wing, So I don't know. It's tricky. Okay, back on the action. Or the action is
shoot that Jalen.
He didn't. That's why I'm just telling you, it's the early threes. Yeah, not really.
You see, he actually just motioned like shoot it to himself. I mean, that's a patented. He makes that in his sleep. Yeah, it was a great pump fake to get there.
Yeah, 14-11 Rockets. By the way, I have to remember to keep updating. Otherwise, Andrew will yell at me. That was a great pass.
Wow,
to Isaiah Hartenstein.
with the shot clock basically at 0. Are they going to count that because the clock ran out before he went up in his motion? I don't know how that works.
You were more cognizant of the clock than I was on that possession, so I wasn't even looking for it. I didn't see. Where was the light?
I didn't see a light, but that clock was almost at 0. They blew the whistle before the clock went to 0. Okay.
So
I guess they give him the continuation on that. Okay.
Well, why didn't the light do a thing? Because I'm so confused. Like wouldn't the light go off regardless? I'd like to get a different angle at that. Meanwhile, is Ime Udoka challenging this, or are they just taking a look?
It sounds like there was a official review.
Dirty Dancer with a good comment. How did we ever live before 5-minute replay reviews? I'll say this: I don't feel like the games go longer. Like that's just me. That may be just I don't know. Reasonable minds could differ. Oh, here we go. Okay, that's
so the ball's in his hands when that light goes off. It looks right.
So I've never seen this happen before.
This specific sequence I have not either.
Starts the shooting motion with below 24, completes it maybe after the buzzer, although I couldn't really tell there, and then gets called for a foul. Okay. Yeah, he's being fouled before the clock ends, but if the ball is touching his fingertips after 0, which I'm not sure it was, to be clear, should that not count for something? This is very interesting. Meanwhile, you want to know what the Cavs-Bucks score is right now?
Tell me.
17-2 Cleveland in Cleveland.
Wow. They're playing really well right now.
Is Giannis not in this game? I'm looking, and actually I don't see Giannis on the court. Well, anyway, 14-all Knicks.
Yeah, they counted that basket. All right.
Counted that basket, so there we go. Interesting. So OG purposefully on green here, and he gets screened off of him briefly, but then gets back. He likes lifting that leg on those. Yeah. Like a dog pissing on a fire hydrant. Okay. One thing we cannot sustain is any kind of a shooting slump from Dante DiVincenzo, although I think he shot well the last game, right?
He did. Yeah. Giannis is not playing JMAC in the chat.
There we go. Okay. Why do I have this game on then? I'm going to go ahead and change that. We have Sean back, possibly, maybe.
Testing 1, 2, 3.
A little bit underwater, but what? What'd you make that noise for, DJ?
That wasn't me. I think that was Sean dealing with the mic issue.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Let me try this.
Hey,
no,
Sean,
you sound good. Now you sound
Stay with
good.
us.
Okay. All right.
Hey.
The kid went away, and then it started working. What a surprise.
Listen, I have very few theories about life. That it is generally more pleasant without children around is certainly one of them. I love my kids, of course, but all right, that was an okay look by Jalen, but that was his fourth three-point attempt.
Yeah, they're in a pretty deep drop against those Jalen pick and roll sets, so he's trying to take advantage of that.
Jalen just got rocked.
He did get rocked.
Yeah, that could not have been fun. This guy, he takes so many hits, man. What are they calling there? Is that OG got fouled?
Okay. Yep.
All right, what'd I miss?
What'd you miss? DJ, why don't you take that one?
Yeah, so Jalen Green off to a nice start for Houston. Jalen Brunson has been aggressive from 3. I think he's made 2 of them. He's taken 4.
2 of 4. Yeah.
2 of 4. So it's been those 2 have been the sort of carrying the each team's offense. Julius has turned it over a couple of times. He's been guarded by Dylan Brooks, so that's been interesting to start. Made a 3, then actually beat Brooks nicely on a post up on another occasion. So it's been sort of feeling each other out. Şengün has not gotten going yet on the Houston side. OG just got to the line, made a couple free throws, and here we go.
Yep.
16 all, 4:45 remaining here in the first.
Thank you very much for that professional recap.
You got it.
It's very professional.
Oh no!
Oh,
no!
goodness.
You got a body.
I saw that developing.
Yeah.
Well, listen, he puts himself out there.
He does. Listen, you're not going to win them all, right?
No.
We used to say in the playground, the people that never got dunked on, the people that never played any defense.
That's right.
Yep. That's good. I like that. Well, oh my gosh. Okay. Being aggressive against Jayshawn Tate. I mean, Tate's a fire hydrant. But
Yeah.
I like the competitive spirit, as it were.
Trying. Yeah, that's not gonna work. That's not gonna work, Jalen.
No.
You're naming Trey.
God.
That's amazing.
Oh, that was almost really pretty by Jalen Brunson. He's missed so many of those finishes this year that were like that it seemed like they're right there, and he just can't bring it all the way home.
Mm-hmm.
DJ, you've talked about this. His efficiency inside the arc is just not, and on ISOs, I guess too.
Yeah, the ISO thing has been a little troubling. Just general, finishing at the rim. It's not his strong suit. When he drives, he'll always be at the leader, top 10 in drives per game, but he's rarely driving to finish at the basket. I mean, that one he just smoked the layup. There's not really much to say about that. I think he thought he got fouled on that.
Well, talk about a theme of the season,
right? Yeah. Are they is he really challenging this? I don't have the sound up.
He challenged it.
He did.
Apparently, they saw the big screen, and that was like they think they have a case.
Well, I'm wondering, is he challenging this because this would be the second foul? No. Oh yeah. So wait, Hartenstein. Let me see if I can figure this one out. I'm trying to see if he has
he's going to win that challenge easy.
Tibbs, you think?
Oh, he's winning the challenge. Yeah, Hartenstein looked like he got all ball, and then Şengün used his off arm to sort of pull his hand down. On that replay, that looks pretty clear to me.
Okay, now I know that would be Hartenstein's second foul. So there's 3:38 in the first. It's tied at 18.
It's a clean block.
It's a clean block or not? Let me ask you guys. Do you think it? I mean, it's probably an obvious answer. Do you think it says a little bit about what Tibbs thinks about his current backup center position that he's using a challenge in the first quarter?
Sorry, John. Did you say this was his second? Would be his second.
Would be his second. Yeah.
Yeah. 100%. You're right. I think this is. If he didn't have a foul previous to this, I don't think he's challenging. I think you nailed it.
Yeah, I agree. That's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Brothers.
What is this? Apparently, they can't announce the coaching challenge results because Tony Brothers' mic is broken and the fans are booing. So I don't even know what the result of the challenge is.
Dirty Dancer in the chat. I know Sims is bad, but is he really worse than Precious?
So,
what do we think about that?
Can he be that worse?
Sean, how are the vibes on Precious Shoe right now?
Oh, the
I think I heard you say bad, but you're still kind of under.
Am I still underwater?
You were under for a second there.
Okay, no, they refer to him as Presh Ass Achua.
No, that's not nice. We don't like that. DJ, what are your thoughts on Precious?
It's not been great. I think there's ways to use him on defense that would probably speak to his strengths as a switching big, but it's not what this team is. And offensively, they just need a low usage guys. They lost the challenge. Oh my gosh,
that's insane.
And Hartenstein is still in the game. Well, wait, are we sure they lost the challenge?
Oh, you know what? They might not have had possession, right?
That's what I'm thinking here.
Okay.
Hold on. I'll get the down low. Yeah.
All right, GMAC in the chat. They won the challenge. Looks like possession issue. Call overturned. Okay.
Watch him pick up his second foul right here.
I was thinking the same thing. Oh, that's a travel.
All right, good thing. So if we're keeping track of subs, just real quick, still 18-all. Nobody's low scoring game so far. Hart was the first sub off the bench, followed by now Deuce is in the game, and I think we still got who is it? Randall, Steven,
Hartenstein and OG.
Oh, OG is in. Okay, interesting. I feel like OG's been an early sub recently. That was a good look by Randall.
Quick out of town scoreboard: 22-4, Cleveland up on Milwaukee.
Yeah, no Giannis. We learned. So thanks, Milwaukee, for putting out your best foot forward. Joke.
Yo, against everyone else, unserious. Against us, 70% from three.
100% from three this year, I think, is Giannis. Against I'm serious. I think he's 4 for 4. What a great pass! Oh, what a great pass! Those guys.
Yeah, it's like the reverse of the usual connection, right?
Yep. I love Deuce on Van Vliet, although he just got screened off of him and almost gave up 3.
Yeah, he did a decent job of getting back in the play a little bit and getting a late contest.
So, that was a dangerous pass, my lord.
All right, guys.
Okay, so I have 2 questions.
Okay.
3 questions. 1, why did Josh Hart not try to finish that himself? 2, did Randall really need... I understand OG was under the basket, but he was also surrounded by a cavalcade of Rockets. Did he really need to attempt that dangerous pass? And then, as evidenced by the fact that 3, OG had nowhere to go. Had bounds.
Well, the first one is Hart is not usually one to finish on the left side of the rim. That's just he always wants to get back to the right side. Even when he's going with his left hand, he's going to Euro back to his right. I got to finish this, Quentin.
Oh my God, it's just so painful to come up empty on now consecutive fast break opportunities. Like it just kills you. And Quinn's got to finish that. I mean, I don't know, just like Josh has to do better. Like both of these guys.
Yeah, I tweeted about this last week. Grimes is a finisher. There's just he doesn't have a lot to go to. And my screen actually cut out a little bit. So I don't know if that was another 2 foot or 1 foot jump to finish it, but he seems to be primarily a 1 foot leaper. And I just feel like in like the NBA, you need to be able to go off 2 with some power. It's so hard to go through guys off 1 foot unless you are just a monster athlete with a huge size. He needs to be a better finisher, and he just doesn't have a lot of tools in the bag right now. And he's not confident either, and it shows. And this guy, speaking of finishers, just one of the great in-game dunkers of all time, Jeff Green. $20-all. Houston Knicks, 133 here in the first.
All right. Yes. So who is this is the other Thompson brother, the one who was, I guess.
Amen. Yeah.
As well this year so far.
We talk about Jalen Green, his athleticism. This guy might be actually on a different level. He is
well, Deuce is allowed to miss threes. We forget that. But
that's fair. All right.
Yeah.
I'll allow it. Yeah, Cam Whitmore in the game as well. So you got the 2 rookies with Tate, Green, and Brooks.
So I want to know how Deuce ended up on top. I mean, I guess that maybe that's just his assignment, but like that looked like a little too easy. Ooh. Offensive foul?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was Randall. Not a great Randall game so far. Is that fair to say?
Yes. It's at least his 3rd turnover.
Yeah, no. The early returns for Julius, not what you want. Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. So 3 of 7, 1 of 3 from deep. Actually, I don't remember him hitting a 3.
That was the one in the right corner where he was kind of fading out of bounds.
That's right, and 2 turnovers.
Okay.
You can have every last one of them shits.
Yes, you can.
Oh my.
I mean, is he playing with good energy on offense? Yes.
No, I mean it's not an energy issue. 100%. Yeah, he is aggressive.
Yeah, he's very aggressive.
Sean, have you seen any of the much of the Rockets this year? Do you got a read on them?
I've not seen much of. I only saw them against the Pistons, so I don't think that counts. But it just looks like they have professionals now in charge.
Yep.
With why am I blank?
Van Vliet,
and they have grown-ups in the room, and that honestly that includes Dylan Brooks.
Yeah,
and they don't allow Jalen Green to do whatever he wants. That John Wall interview spoke wonders about what was going on in Houston.
And it's unfair to purely kill Brooks for all of the Brooksism stuff, while also not giving him credit for, like, clearly the identity of this team has come a little bit from what not only Brooks, but like what Van Vliet brings, Jeff Green, who's like, I mean, that dude's still playing important rotation minutes for a team that is good, which is like all the credit in the world to him. So like, yeah, they have a little bit of shit to them, which I think credit the coach too, for sure. Not a great coaching situation last year with them.
My pushback on Dylan Brooks in Memphis was never about, like, I mean, yes, the hijinks and the rain is annoying, but like, you can't be the 3-and-D guy. You shoot 31% from 3 and give yourself a green light.
Yeah,
simple as that.
It's for sure. But like, yeah, like, look, if they're up by 2 right now, Julius at the line, try to cut it to 1 at the end of the first quarter. But like, if they had shot better in this first quarter, like, they could easily be up by double digits on the Knicks. That's not what you want.
Oh, same.
Okay. On that note, I have to leave you guys for a brief stint. Why don't you guys take it away for the in-between first and second quarter break?
Yeah.
Translation: I don't want to see the in quarter between quarter entertainment because John hates fun. I'll tell this quick little anecdote. I was doing a watch along for Pacers Hawks. I called it a hate watch because both of the teams can go to hell, and it was a blowout. So we switched over to Pistons Rockets, and the Pistons were up 3 with 3 minutes left, and we switched over. The Pistons did not score. They did not score a point for the rest of the game. I'm like, that's why you're 3-35.
Oh wow, unreal.
So
that is. Oh, speaking of points, the Raptors 41-18 over Miami after 1. Alex in the chat. I mean, that's
Miami
boys
on
doing?
Seriousness. That
41-18.
You know, I have not seen one Raptors game since the trade.
Is that because it just timed out that way, or not?
It just timed out that way.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we got quickly with 10, RJ with 8.
3 for 3. 3 for 3 for RJ.
Yeah. Got some Grady Dick minutes here. All right.
Oh, there we go.
Listen, this is a big. I mean, that Pascal trade. I'm sure if you're a Raptors fan who obviously lived through the championship run and all that, he was a huge part of that team, and probably is going to go down as one of the great Raptors of all time. I imagine this is a bit of a bittersweet moment, but exciting one in the sense that they are really. This is a new era for them, and building in around Scotty Barnes, and assuming obviously quickly is going to be likely the mix there, and RJ. I think this is a pretty exciting time if you're a Raptors fan. What do you think about that?
No, they were stuck in. You want to talk about being stuck in the middle? Where they were was the complete stuck in the middle.
Yep.
Listen, if Scotty turns out to be who they think he is in the terms of the guy they did not want to include in a trade for Kevin Durant, then they've managed to unstick themselves out of some things. The only thing that I would be concerned about if I was a Raptors fan is that if they played, they might give up their pick because they're not bad enough. And I think if you have one pushback you can have on this whole thing is that these moves should have been made last year where you could got more for them. But they went the other way, bringing in Pirtle, which is going to probably cost them the first.
Terrible.
But they were stuck going nowhere. But now there's a light at the end of the tunnel. They just have to hope it's not a train.
Right. Which it can be because
it
there's no guarantee in this.
25-23 Rockets. I was doing the
go ahead. Go for it.
25-23 Rockets start of the second quarter on the court for the Knicks. Quentin Grimes, Josh Hart, OG Anunoby, Precious Achiuwa, and Miles McBride on the court for the Rockets. I see Dylan Brooks. I thought I saw Jason Tate. I saw Jeff Green, Jason Tate. Not Jason Tate. Why am I even trying to figure out who these people are?
Yeah, Amen Thompson, Cam Whitmore.
That's who number one was. I was like, who's that guy? Okay.
Yeah, I got the two rookies in the game for the Rockets. We got a nice layup on the left side of the rim by Josh Hart. So I will eat my words regarding his finishing on that side.
Oh, let me know when we get back to the Josh Hart slander portion of the show because I have some thoughts.
Did he just get fouled?
Yeah, he did. He got tripped up there by Brooks. I'm not going to call that a dirty play, but I'm going to say that was
it's a Dylan
little
Brooks
unnecessary
play.
Getting under him like that in his path. Not cool, but yeah, it comes with the
Dylan Brooks.
It comes with the territory. All right, so where are we going to get offense here, fellas?
A hope and a prayer.
That guy.
I mean, he's learning, right? He's learning.
Oh my goodness!
So we just had a lot of ball movement, 3 driving kicks, and it led to what? A Precious Achiuwa standing in the corner with 2 guys on him, and ultimately a terrible Josh Hart attempt at the rim.
So I have a question. I posed this in our faculty chat. Like, shouldn't this be opportunity to have Grimes on the ball more and do a little bit more playmaking?
Better question for DJ. Is he capable?
Sean, I don't see it. I mean, I wish I could just say yes, but the pick and roll opportunities that he has gotten have been pretty rough. There is no in between game right now for him, and the finishing is pretty bad. And shooting above the break, basically non-corners he's never been really that efficient at them over a long period. He's decent at it, but I just don't know shooting when teams are in drop. I don't see where he gets efficient offense for the Knicks if he's running your offense. But you look at Houston, they're going to give Amen Thompson 10 pick and rolls a night because they're trying to build something. They can afford that. I just don't know if the Knicks are in that position.
So you mean to tell me that Summer League Grimes and Rising Stars Grimes, those are exhibition games that we shouldn't count on that being lasting long term.
Yeah, I don't see the playmaking and the ball handling being there right now for him.
Meanwhile, Precious just has 2 good looks. I mean, a nice move to get to the rim. We'll give him credit for that, but missed the first look and then missed the tip in.
Lob.
Oh. Come on, Deuce. Ugh.
All right, it's another offensive rebound.
Come on, and one.
Did he get fouled? I think he got fouled. Okay.
Another foul on Brooks.
A wise man on Twitter said about Precious Achiuwa, when the Heat give up on a young player, that should tell you something.
Listen, it's not wrong.
It's not wrong.
It's not wrong.
And it was after 1 year, right?
It was after 1 year.
Yeah.
My running joke of Precious, I'm like, I've said everybody is, he's on his 3rd team and he's still on his rookie deal.
As opposed to when they were talking about Tyler Herro like he was Devin Booker after his rookie year.
Oh, I remember those days.
Yeah. And look, even Bam, did Bam even make an all rookie team? I'm not sure if he did. But he didn't blow up after his rookie year, but they knew. They have a pretty good eye for this stuff. Meanwhile, tonight, thanks to our new friends up north, 45-18 Raptors over Miami in Toronto. My understanding is that Quickly is having an outstanding game.
I mean, look, obviously having him in the game right now would have been helpful, but we have turned the page, and they're gonna have to figure this out. But shoot that. There you go.
Keep shooting it.
Yeah,
they're missing quality looks. You've
turned the page, but the page has gotten stuck as you're turning it because this is not the version of the team that they, I think, know is ultimately going to be there.
I agree.
That's why the next 3 weeks are going to be very interesting. Well, all right, Deuce, trying to make stuff happen, and just
all right.
Okay. So did you like OG passing that to Deuce in the corner rather than trying to go for his own shot there?
Sean, you want to take that one first?
I mean, the funny thing is, I would like to see OG be a little bit more aggressive. But that I can't necessarily be mad at it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. He definitely had the defender on his hip, but I don't think he had a direct path. So maybe, I haven't seen enough of him to sort of get an idea of like his in between game. Like, is there a floater there? What does he have if he's not getting all the way to the basket to counter when the defense? Boy, Emmitt Thompson just did a Macho Man Randy Savage elbow drop to Quentin Grimes.
Seriously, like why was there no call there?
Apparently, we're not the home team.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Grimes 5 straight free throws. Meanwhile, wasn't he's shooting like around 50% on the year from the line or something? Not good.
Is he that low?
Well, he hasn't taken any. I know he's missed a good deal.
That's true. Yeah, it only takes a few misses.
Yeah. What happened? Oh, he got Uncle Jeff on the way down. Yeah. I love me some Jeff Green, as will surprise precisely nobody. Good hooper.
I am predisposed to not like Jeff Green.
Why?
Due to his alma mater.
Oh, okay. Wait, so why do you hate Georgetown?
Because of my alma mater.
I should know what that is, but I'm blanking at the moment.
I'm blanking too.
I can't. It's a little box. I can't see whatever it is. What? He's going to get something. He can't.
Very serious about this.
He's very serious about this. Oh, he threw that down? Oh my Lord. SU. Okay.
Somewhere
Syracuse.
in the bottom of this is Carmelo Anthony. After we won the national championship.
Got it. I knew that it was Syracuse, and I just forgot. Okay. Meanwhile, we just had 2 outstanding plays. Senjun throwing it down on Hartenstein, and then Brunson with a beautiful. What would you? I don't even know how I would describe.
It's like an NBA floater-ish push shot type of thing. The shots.
There was a great intention somewhere in there between OG and iHeart.
Oh boy.
So, speaking of Carmelo, he is at the game tonight. He was on the Jumbotron getting a big ovation. He gets of all the former Knicks, he gets the loudest ovation every single time when he's shown.
And I don't think there's anyone prouder to be a Knick that's no longer playing than Carmelo Anthony. And I will, as critical as I've been about Carmelo's time here, I will always appreciate that.
Well said.
Very well said.
Oh, when you missed he missed iHeart in the role. When can we get to the Josh Hart slander? Yeah, I knew he was gonna call that.
He needs to get out of this because the contract the extension they just signed to is not even kicked in yet. So he ain't going anywhere. And they can't bench him because he's making a huge portion of the cap.
And they can't trade him.
A role player. Yeah, and they can't trade him. But
not that I think they should trade him, but
yeah, and they don't want to. Like, he's a guy that when he's going right, he helps you win. He's not going right, and I think DJ really said it before we came on when you were having audio issues. Like, it hasn't been a good year. It's just not just this week. This is more than that. Meanwhile, now I'm worried. Is that Hartenstein's third? I should be keeping better track of this because his fouls become like such a big deal now.
Oh,
no, that was his second. Okay, good.
Someone in the chat, we missed it a couple of minutes ago. It was Alex. Wouldn't Sims setting picks be better than whatever Precious is doing?
Wouldn't what be better?
Setting picks, just like being a big body and setting a clean screen. I think there's something to be said about that because I feel like he is a really good screen setter, Sims, and then probably just can handle the Knicks base defense, even though I don't think he's necessarily well equipped to do it either. I think he's probably he's more willing and able to sort of do what Tibbs is asking for in that regard. Some of the Knicks passing has just been really weird the last couple of games. Just
very off.
Stuffing, trying to just not good. Awkward spacing, decent look, short.
I tell you, the Rockets defense has impressed the hell out of me tonight so far. I mean, these are decent looks, but
no, they're moving, they're forcing swings, and they're rotating really well. Great D.
Yeah. Oh, Josh, you gotta come down with that. I mean, he was full extension, but
that's a charge. Here we go.
No, they're not going to review that one, Jeff. Jessica, I'm not familiar with the reference, but I'll look it up later. Yeah, Alex, we're 3 of 15 from 3, but they're 2 of something of decent
2 of 12.
2 of 12. So no one there's some good defense being played. I actually will give both teams the same amount of credit for the defense, but I will also give both teams the same amount of credit for getting lucky. These are good looks both teams are missed. I feel like the Rockets have maybe missed a few more good looks than we have, but that might be my perception.
Yeah. Both teams shooting 33% from the field. Busy in the building. What's up, Busy?
Hey, Busy.
And before Andrew yells at us, 32-29, 6:40 left in the second quarter. Commercial break.
Yeah. Hey, has anything for either of you guys so they came out after the OG trade and playing like a house on fire, and clearly the offense was clicking big time. What do we think is the biggest thing that has changed? I have a thought or two, but I'm curious. Sean, is there one thing, or you just think the mojo is off?
I honestly, excuse me. I think it's just the mojo. I mean, okay, so I was at the Magic game, and it was just we had it, and then we just decided to just start peeing down our leg.
Sure. But no Brunson that game. That's the thing.
No
right?
Brunson, but we still we were in control of the game. All of a sudden, 2 plays and it just fell apart. I just can't listen, this is just like when we won 5 in a row. That doesn't mean we solved everything. This little hiccup doesn't mean that the sky is falling. So I'm not too worried. I think the Grizzlies game, that was a game of and John, you've said this for years. This team could beat bad teams, but when they come out thinking they could beat bad teams, that's when they get in trouble. And that's what happened against Dallas, and that almost burned them against Memphis.
Washington too. That Washington game was
yes.
far dicier than it had any right to be. DJ, is there anything, or you kind of agree with Sean that this is just there's ups and downs and not, or do you see anything?
The only thing that is really standing out is the play of Julius, and I know we've talked about that, so I feel like it's beating the dead horse a little bit. But
if that's the answer,
I think it's the answer in the sense that he just is so important to this offense, not just him scoring, but him playmaking out of those scoring chances. And there's been several bad games in the stretch from him that are concerning in the sense that he is just not shooting. And Fred had that article earlier in the year about where he's taking his shots, and it's that short mid-range area. And it seems to me, and I have not looked at it in terms of the data, but it seems like those shots are not coming as frequently. He's not getting as good a position. No. And it's making it for harder offense, despite the fact that he is shooting more threes of late, which my theory is that he's just exhausted right now. And that I saw it in the Memphis game. I feel like it carried over to the Orlando game, and that he's probably settling a little bit more than he was earlier in the year when he was going really well and just playing like a house on fire. It could be just in the part of the season where legs are a little tired. He's played a lot of minutes.
Yep.
It could be as simple as that, but he needs to be better. And
I will say this, and Busy brings up a good point in the chat. When we sent out 33 points a game and haven't replaced it with anything, there was before it was, hey, we have too many guys, other guys need to leave, so other guys can have an opportunity. And now 2 guys are gone, and they haven't those players either haven't picked up the slack on their own volition, or maybe they can't because we insist on playing Josh Hart 30-something minutes a game, even though he can't hit the broadside of a barn.
Well, he did just lead to get a nice offensive rebound there and lead to a second chance opportunity. Like, he's doing Josh Hart things, but I think what he doesn't do. How about this? What Josh Hart does not do, or doesn't do well, let's say, is standing out more, as Busy says in the chat, because like what Josh Hart doesn't replace the scoring. Mm-hmm. So that's the.
I'm talking about more like Grimes. Hey, there's now 33 points for you to take.
But that's a two-way street, though. And like I agree, he should get more minutes. The 17.5 minutes since the trade, I think is borderline indefensible. Mm-hmm. But it like,
but it's also on Grimes, also.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right, so we got 33-31. I feel like we don't even need to do the score updates because nobody's really scoring.
Yeah, this is like a 94 NBA Finals matchup between the Rockets and Knicks in terms of the score at the moment.
God, do I remember those days? What?
Get up, Jalen.
Come on. Oh, boy. What's someone who's not supposed to be on Senjun is on. Okay.
Same.
Good recovery. They are pricking so many threes, man. I'm worried that they're going to just start dropping these in the second half. But then again, so could we.
Come on, Quentin. There we go.
That's it. Okay. So Grimes with, what is it, 8 points now? 8 out of 36. That's pretty good.
Yep.
Ride that D. Train has left the station. Oh, boy.
As I said before. Oh, go ahead, John.
No, I was just going to say, I really hope that is not on Hartenstein.
Get a defensive 3 seconds, possibly.
Oh, was it? This is why I should probably listen to the feed.
I can't have the feed on either. It screws me up, but that's what it was.
Sorry, Sean, what you were saying.
No, I was going to say about Josh Hart, to wrap up the Josh Hart slander section of the show. And it's not even slander. It's, I've said, on a championship team, Josh Hart is your 7th best player. Every championship team has a guy like Josh Hart.
Sure.
The problem is on this team, he's treated like the 5th.
I think that's fair. Yeah, that's fair. Nice 3 from Van Vliet. So Houston finally hits a 3. Hopefully not more to come.
And Julius back in the game
for the aforementioned Quentin Grimes, which again, Grimes hits a 3 and goes out of the game shortly thereafter. I'm sure that's going to get noted. Meanwhile, Josh Hart is still in the game.
Just freaking play Josh Hart less, a wise man once said.
That's the thing. Like, Grimes could just be in right now. Like, Hart comes in before Grimes. There's no reason why Grimes can't stay in longer than Hart. But he clearly values all the other stuff that Hart does, and like he's done some nice stuff this game. In fairness, so it's like you don't love it, but you kind of get it. It's just tough when you got Grimes going out 30 seconds or whatever it is after he hits a 3.
Busy and grinding for good. Both noting DDV DiVincenzo has not been in the game in a while, and I would agree. It's been a long stint on the bench.
That's the other part of it. Is it's like you have Grimes and DiVincenzo splitting the 2-guard minutes, except not really, because you got Josh Hart playing a handful of 2-guard minutes a game.
Right. Exactly.
That's how it's been working out.
The devil.
And
here he comes.
And here's DiVincenzo.
Yeah, he came out with 5:23 left in the first.
Which is not. Go ahead, John.
No. What were we gonna say?
His spacing is just tantamount. I mean, you can't not have him on the floors. I mean, he should be playing 30. I mean, for what this team needs, he needs to be upwards of 30 minutes a night. Personally, I just think for right now, where this team is offensively, he's the one constant. Even if he's not making shots, he's going to be treated as a great shooter. What does that look? Okay. He takes some terrible shots, Dylan Brooks.
Yeah, that was not great. Nice drive, Dante.
There we go. That's a tough shot.
He had OG wide open. He
very tough shot.
Kicked that out.
You have to. That was money.
He can have all of those.
Yeah, that's just the vision isn't there right now for Julius, which is very strange. But you can't say that across the board too, because he's still making some passes, but it's just like that's one where he's trying to get himself going. It's just a tough.
There we go. Oh, he saw it. He was cutting, and
Jalen thought he was going to spot in that corner.
Yeah. That's going to go in, isn't it?
No, we're getting really lucky with some of these because these are makeable shots for some of the guys that are taking them.
Knicks 4 of 16 from 3, Rockets 4 of 17. Offensive foul.
Is it?
Yep. Yeah.
Julius, it's not happening tonight, man. And he had on that one. Well, he was moving.
He was moving, but he's also in front of him the entire time.
Like that's just I don't. He had DiVincenzo at the top of the arc. Like you have one of the hottest 3-point shooters in basketball right there for you. That's 9 turnovers by the Knicks. That's
there you go, Dante. There you go.
Okay. What a nice teammate Dante DiVincenzo is to throw that pass.
Yes.
And now Julius is gonna, of course, argue with
do Julius things. I'm gonna grab some water. I'll be right back.
Okay. So some big picture stuff from what we've seen this game so far.
Mm-hmm.
Like great to have Brunson back. I would say his impact so far has been not oversized, right? But you definitely know when he's out there.
Yep.
Right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But he's also, he has 9 points on 6 shots. He's not out there, taking over the game, but he's doing Jalen Brunson things. It's for him, I would say, a quiet first half, which speaks to just what we've come to expect from Jalen Brunson. So there's that. Randall now, see, again, the stat line's not bad. Like he's 5 of 10 from the field. The 3 turnovers to no assists is not great, but 14 points, okay. Doesn't feel like the impact matches that stat line, though, right?
Yeah, I agree with you. I feel like
am I being too harsh?
No, I don't. I mean, it seems it's like a process versus production question here. The production, as you mentioned, is decent. It's just how he's getting to his points. It just feels different than what when he was going. And I say when it was only like a week, 2 weeks ago, whatever, a week and a half ago. He was
not long ago
on his way to an All-Star season and may still be on that pathway, but it's noticeably different in terms of like how he's getting to his spots, the ease of which he's getting there. I mean, the Knicks can be simple things to sort of get him closer to the basket. I mean, they don't set cross screens where he'll set up on the right side and you have a big set of cross screen to get him over to the left block, get him closer to the rim, without having to make his move. He'll rebound the ball and sort of like dribble into a post up, like the Charles Barkley style of posting up, where he's doing it all on himself, and it's just like a lot of extra movement versus figuring out a way to get him closer to the basket against a team that I just don't feel like can handle him when he's in there, whether that's backline defense or a point of attack. I just don't think they can handle it.
So your solution is basically don't make him get there himself with the ball. Find him opportunities where he's already kind of close and get the ball to him.
Right, because then you can sort of like go into your move without even a dribble if you're at the right location and the defense is going to be, it's harder to load up on him and get because what they're doing is as he's getting into his move, that help defender is they're scouted him so well that they're just parked where he's going. Brooks has gotten him a couple of times on that already, and that is something that is going to be easier when you are the primary ball handler getting into your own action versus something off the ball and getting to your spot. It just makes the help defense sort of a little more, it's just more challenging in that regard versus when he's doing everything on his own.
So Amare is there at this game. It just looked like, right?
He is there.
Amare and Melo both in the building. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's some royalty right there.
Always going to be a shame that they never were that.
I know
at their best together, other than that first season for a few games. Wide open. That's another great look.
I tell you, who threw that? Was that Dante?
That was Dante. Nice hit ahead.
Holy
that is
goodness.
a big time jacket Amari's got on. A Knicks leather something, or that was fire. Wow. That's a Dylan Brooks experience for you.
Yeah. Dylan giveth, Dylan he taketh.
Yeah.
Okay. Had some confusion there.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Julius, good awareness there. To set that was a back screen, would you call it?
Yeah, it's just a dribble handoff into a screen. That's like ad-libbing a play that those two run really well from the left corner.
Give me that.
Nice move. That was a nice move, a nice finish. Ended a nice little run there for us.
Yes.
So 47-42, Knicks up by 5. Trying to close this half on a high note here. Boy, wouldn't it be nice to get like a 10-point lead into
that? That is great defense by Jabari Smith.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yep.
That was 4 screens that iHeart had to reset in 2 directions and stayed with Julius the entire time. Forced offensive foul.
Mm. I like that a lot.
That dribble handoff play, yeah, it's nice.
I just think he does little stuff like that. That was intuitive.
It was. 100%.
And so it's like, he's a smart basketball player. It's just sometimes stuff. I don't know. Tough. Hartenstein didn't want to pick up the foul there.
Mm-hmm. Yep, and we got more Josh Hart.
Oh yeah, I didn't even notice that for Julius. Well, I guess was that Julius's third foul?
Must have been his third.
It was his third foul. All offensive. Come on.
Oh, that was a good look from Dante. Okay, well, so much for ending the half on a nice run and maybe getting a double-digit lead into halftime like I had hoped.
Busy says Julius and Fournier used to run that dribble handoff a lot. Yes, 100%. They probably did 5 or 6 times in that Boston opener, Evans' first year.
That's a tough shot.
It was nice defense from Green right up until the moment that it wasn't. Yeah. This is actually a lineup that I'm a little intrigued by. It's basically the Nova core with OG in place of Julius. Like in theory, with Hartenstein, in theory, this lineup should be able to cook.
I agree. I feel like you have enough shooting with OG, Brunson, Dante. It's playmaking. Obviously, you have 3 quality or 4 quality defenders, 3 on the perimeter. Yeah, there's no reason why this lineup shouldn't be a positive. Have you looked at any numbers early for this team or this group?
I don't think there's enough of
not enough data. Yeah,
I don't think there's enough. I'll check, but if I had to guess, I doubt they've played 30 minutes, maybe 20. But I'll look it up during halftime.
All right, so we got iHeart leaving the game. Trying to keep him away from getting another foul.
Yep.
Smart.
So they are really small here.
Get hard at the 5.
OG.
OG.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Grimes back in for the final 2.
Enjoy this, folks. Knicks small ball. Got 30 seconds of it.
Well, OG at the 5 is a lot more interesting to me than Julius at the 5.
I agree with you.
It's a really good close.
It's a 3-guard lineup.
Yeah. That was a really nice close by Grimes.
It was.
I knew that was going to get punched.
Oh,
he got that clean.
He did? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, 2 seconds left. 48-46 Knicks trying to take a lead into the half. Ah, man. Frustrating game.
Agreed. All right, just stay strong. All right.
Okay, so 48-46. Halftime score, Knicks up on the Rockets. Interesting half, very bricky half. Not a whole lot of shot making in this half. Some good defense played. It's not perfect because it never is. But listen, got the lead after 2 quarters. I have to go handle some kid situation stuff, so I'm going to leave it to you guys to sign off.
Okay.
All right, Sean. I know you kind of signed on late in terms of the game here, but any big picture feelings of what we just witnessed here in the first half?
I mean, both teams shooting under 40% from the field.
Mm-hmm.
Both teams shooting under 30% from 3. That's the game. That's the game right there. It's like John says, a brick fest.
Yep.
What do we got here? Knicks 5 of 17 from 3. Rockets 4 of 19. And to the point John made earlier, like missed a lot of good looks. Julius is. I think now we've reached the phase. We can safely say he's in a funk.
Mm-hmm.
And he's trying to snap himself out of it, but it's almost like digging a hole. Like you're trying to dig yourself out of holes, like you just keep digging.
Mm-hmm.
It just doesn't seem. And then you saw that lineup. The no Brunson, no Randall minutes are just a chore.
Mm-hmm.
They're very rough. So I'm not gonna panic and say everything's terrible. I don't know how low. I don't know how looking ahead to the playoffs, knock on wood, I don't know how feasible that is. So they probably have to get somebody in here. But I'd rather them not trade Quentin Grimes to get a backup point guard, but we'll see.
Yeah, I'm definitely not on that bandwagon. I think if you're going to trade Grimes, I think you use him as part of a package. I know I had that tweet out and it was misconstrued to suggest that I was saying Grimes is going to be the main piece or the thing that gets you a star. I don't think that. I think he could be a piece to a package that can get you a really good player, and I think that I can get behind. But I am not like you, just for a decent upgrade at the backup point guard for the 10 minutes a night that Brunson's not playing. I'd rather not trade Grimes. But in terms of this game, I think I echo a lot of what you're saying. And Dirty Dancer in the chat, one of those halves where both fan bases are mad. I feel like that is a really good concise way of putting what we just saw here in the first half. I thought the looks by Deuce and Grimes, even though Grimes only made the 1-3, Deuce missed all 3 of his. I thought they were really good. I thought that Jalen having him back obviously is a big benefit to the team, but just the passing, especially the passing in the paint, has been so off over the past few games.
Mm-hmm.
There's been, even when passes are completed and there's a benefit out of it, I just feel like some of the process stuff has been off. And as I touched on with John, even though that Julius his stat line looks good, I feel like again we're as you alluded to with him being in a funk, I feel like it's just the process is just really off right now. And then another quiet, precious game, 5 minutes in the first half. We talk a lot about the backup point guard, but there's going to be either giving Sims a chance here or figuring out a way to get a center into this building, assuming that Mitch is going to be out for an extended period, which I guess is part of the equation here, because if they think he's going to be back in several weeks, maybe you're less inclined to bring in a backup center that's going to want to play. But these backup center minutes and backup point guard minutes are just really rough right now, and you could see it every game. It's sort of showing itself, and when you don't get big Brunson, big Randall performances, it's kind of hard to overcome. Which they're doing a little bit tonight because the Rockets are almost as inept right now.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of Julius, like he was playing at an all NBA level for weeks. So there was bound to be listen, he's not Kawhi Leonard. He's not Luka. He's not, LeBron. Like there's going to be, and even those guys have their peaks and valleys. So now he's in a bit of a valley. It just sucks that it's at a time where, again, to your point of with the backup point guard minutes and the backup 5 minutes being shaky, we could really use someone like him to steady the ship. But he's going through a funk and he's allowed to. So,
So do you think it's, and I think you kind of hit on this a little bit, but do you think we are so conditioned to be a little anxious about these funks and where they can sort of spiral into, that we are maybe overrating where he is right now in terms of like his struggles and need to maybe relax a little bit?
You hit the nail on the head. Like,
yeah.
We have to remember that, like, for many people in this fan base, 2 of Julius's first 3 years were terrible.
Mm-hmm.
They look at that. They look at the We Here season as an aberration, even though clearly it wasn't. So when he struggles, his social capital his political capital within the fan base is lower than most others on the team. So it's gonna be. It's a combination of that and a combination of just, fans being knee-jerk. Excuse me. Like the same fans who were saying Josh Hart stinks, get rid of him tomorrow, Mm-hmm. So, Busy, you're hilarious. Busy says, when Julius struggles, he's in a funk. When RJ struggles, that's who he is. Yes, because Busy, Julius Randle is a better basketball player than RJ Barrett. Because that is who RJ is. What, 2 weeks great, 2 weeks bad. 2 weeks great, 2 weeks bad. 2 weeks great, 2 weeks bad.
And it's, as Jessica says it, that's facts, Sean. I mean, I get that's
what are we doing? What are we doing?
Yeah, listen, you're right.
So Dirty Dancer says there's just not enough intangibles to hide Julius being in a funk. That I absolutely agree with. When his offense is off, he's not like I'm gonna go crash boards or I'm gonna strap up on D. It's just like everything just falls apart.
Mm-hmm.
And Julius is not 1 year good, 1 year bad, because he's been good this year. The first 6 games were terrible. Then he's been cooking ever since until a week ago. So.
AB, because when he struggles, speaking of Julius, he turns the ball over 7 times with offensive fouls and plays no defense. Other players have bad scoring games but do other things. Yeah, that's what Sean's alluding to and getting at. That is part of the deal, and it's his playmaking. He's not a natural playmaker. It all sort of flows from the gravity and the attention he draws on offense. So if he is not performing well on offense and scoring the ball for himself, then teams aren't going to load up on him, and he's not going to be able to spray the ball out to shooters, because he's not like, obviously Luka, LeBron, some of the top tier playmakers, but even like a player like Kawhi Leonard, who is not a natural playmaker, but has developed enough to where even if he's not scoring well for himself, he can still impact the game with his passing in a positive way. Where Julius, I feel like, struggles when the ball's not going in the basket, and then he's trying to play make. I feel like when it's that sort of series of events, it could be a problem. And I think for him, just the thing I've observed regarding his passing, it's like when he is doubled and the double comes and he's much more willing and able to make that kick out pass, especially to the weak side now, than he was in the We Here year. Like that playoff run with Atlanta, that was a big time problem for him. I feel like he's gotten much better at that, but it's like when he's driving downhill, and this was an issue RJ had, he couldn't clean that up, at least up until he was moved out. But for Julius too, he's not a natural playmaker out of those spots. So his passing ability is very specific to being doubled, being treated like a star offensive player, and be able to pass out of those situations. But he's not a natural passer playmaker. So I think that's sort of where we would want him to play make more when he's not scoring the ball well. I just don't think he's wired, and I don't think he sees the floor in a way that's going to produce that more times than not. So I think that's sort of like where I land on the passing part of it.
Yeah, no, you hit the nail on the head. Like, it's not like he's this naturally gifted passer. Like, he's a good passer, but it's like when the situation calls for it, he can make the pass, but he's not like, I'm going to make this pass because I'm who I am. Right. Busy in the chat says Julius Randle's inconsistent basketball play. That's why he's not on the level of all the other guys you mentioned. I mean, that is true. He's not on that top level. But I don't think Julius is an inconsistent basketball player. I think Julius's valleys look awful because of the like they look terrible. And then similar to RJ, like RJ when it's bad, it looks bad. Whether it's I'm gonna put my head down and get to the rim and get my shit punched. With Julius, it just looks bad. And to the point, again, like you said, DJ, like when the scoring isn't there, there's nothing else for really him to lean on. But I wouldn't say he's inconsistent. But like you said, he's not that guy. Like Chris Persianis says, like the difference between the stars and superstars is like a lot of guys can get you 50 on an occasion, but the superstars are the ones that give you that 20, 22 every single night. Mm-hmm. And that's not who Julius is. And that's why when people say, and I'm glad that Jeremy pushes back on it when they say, oh, we'll just make him the third option. I'm like, I don't think, and I'm curious to hear your thoughts on this, DJ. Like, I don't think Julius is a third option anywhere works because, like I said, if the shot's not going in, it's like he's not like, okay, I'm gonna go rebound, I'm gonna go play some D, like, so
yeah. No, it's fair. I thought the way he was shooting, especially at the volume last year, I thought there was a case for him to fall back into a third option role because I felt like he was such a threat as a shooter that you can make it work. But this Julius is a different player than that Julius, and then we could also, you can do a docu-series on like his growth and evolution and reimagining that he's gone through as a basketball player, but the player today, right now, doesn't feel like would slide into a third option role seamlessly at all. So I would agree with that. The player last year I thought had a chance because as a spacer, as a shooter, second side attacker, I felt like that was on the offensive side at least you can make that work. I'm not so sure anymore. So that I feel like there's been some reporting. Who knows the validity of it, but he may be an avenue to the next superstar or he might be here for the long term. I'm not ready to predict that, but I think you're right to question if you Knicks were to bring in someone else either on Brunson's level or above him and you're sliding Julius down to the third banana role, how that would work. Yeah. There's a lot of questions there.
I've said it for the longest. I don't think it works. I think like if and when the Knicks make the star trade, Julius, well, if he's not in it, he'll be gone within 3 months.
Yeah.
Because, like, again, like your third like if you think of all the third options on championship teams, they're either great shooters or they're great defenders or some combination of the two. Like, or they provide rim protection or something. Like, think of Chris Bosh. Think of even like Kevin Love. Like, poor defensively, you can't leave him open.
No, Michael Porter Jr. Yeah, you can't leave him. It's a good point. Yeah, and why I thought last year, like if he was going to be a mid-30s, high volume 3-point shooter, you can, and the looks maybe are better as a third option. Maybe he's up to like 38% on good volume, and it's workable, but the shot is very consistent. And there's like a whole other like thing I have about guys that grew into being shooters, but have had inconsistent years, are very tough to count on year over year. And you're seeing it with Josh Hart, you're seeing it with Julius this year. Some guys that can, and RJ, that's another one, guys that have to like grind themselves into being good shooters. There's always going to be that little like something in their head, like, all right, am I this good? Because they didn't grow up as shooters, so it's just not natural for them. Yep. So when they have struggles, it can really spiral. And go ahead.
No, that kind of probably explains Josh Hart, because everyone knows yell at Josh Hart for like shoot, you're open, shoot. But if you haven't been a good shooter your entire life and you missed the first two, it's hard to take the third one.
100%. Yeah. Yeah, it was even good shooters sometimes go through that. It was like Marc Gasol during when they won the championship in Toronto. Like it was a theme, and the fact that he just, even though he was wide open, he was a really good shooter, especially for a big. He just would not get enough up to really take advantage of the fact that teams were leaving him open because he just wasn't wired to take those shots, especially if a couple didn't go down. But I think Jessica in the chat is really hitting on the fact that there is this like idea of like reading body language and trying to like figure, judge Julius by how he behaves on the court. Some of it is obvious and you can criticize him, but some of it is a little a little too armchair psychologist for me as well.
Yeah, like Jesse hit the nail on the head. People are still holding on to the we hear you, not the we hear year, his first year, and more importantly, the thumbs down year.
Yep.
And for some people, like Julius will never be good enough, and he'll just like they'll never appreciate him. And it's just like when he does well, they know where to be found, and when he does poorly, they're pointing it all out. And honestly, people do that for like every player to do. So it's not anything. It's not unnormal. It's not normal, but to the point, like Julius, it's the optic. It's the body language. It's the hands up. It's the walking. And like he knows it.
Who could we be?
But it's just who he is.
I wonder who we're talking about.
We're talking about the guy who put who you put a paper plate over his head many moons ago.
Now, why would I ever do that?
He deserved it that night. That is one of my favorite post games of all time.
Wise man once said, "Sometimes I'm kind of a dick."
Wait, say that again?
I said a wise man once said, "Sometimes I'm kind of a dick." That's me.
John is back, so we are back here. Start of the second half. Knicks lead 51-46. Julius just shut us all up with a right wing 3 to put the Knicks up 5. Jabari Smith gets 2 of those points back, so 51-48 Rockets here.
Shocked that
Knicks lead.
Yeah, shocked that Jabari was able to get that one up over Brunson's outstretched arm. Very nice. Okay, better start to the half. And meanwhile, we just got done trashing Julius. Here he is now. You look up, and it's, again, stats don't tell the whole story. 17 points on 11 shots. You know?
I will say, so we weren't really trashing him. We were just.
I know. I was. Yeah.
Yeah, but we were, Busy was trashing him. He was absolutely trashing him.
Busy? Busy would never trash anybody. That's beneath Busy.
I do think he grinding for good makes a good point. I do think he's tired because he was already. I saw his hands on his knees late in the second quarter.
And Sean, I noticed that in the Memphis game, first half, a lot of that, and that's not typically speaking of body language, you could read that. I feel comfortable reading, and that was pretty apparent.
Ooh. Yeah.
So Dante going to his left,
go ahead.
Not ideal. I've noticed that. Like going to his right as a shooter, he really it's a clean look, but going to his left off movement, not as clean. OG getting in there with the steal.
Yeah, just literally took the ball away.
Took it away.
There it is.
Oh. Ooh. Okay. Nice idea there for Brunson. Just a tough finish that again didn't quite get down. God, I feel like he's had so many of those.
Yeah, I agree.
Which, like, I don't know if it's anything other than they haven't been following this regularly. I don't feel like there's anything different about him or how he's going about things.
No, and it might not be the biggest deal because he's supplemented everything with his 3-point volume inefficiency. That's a tough look.
Tough look in a kind of a big swing there. With Dante had a good look for 3. Brunson obviously had that nice drive. Neither goes down. Van Vliet makes it into 3-point game. Felt like there was maybe you'd love to. This is a game where, man, if you go up 10, it feels like it's 20 almost.
Yep.
Ugh.
Good look for OG. It was his first corner 3 attempt of the game, right?
That's his 3rd shot overall, so it might have been his first.
Yeah, I don't feel like we've seen him take a lot of corner 3s. The shooting distribution, it's not like they've taken a ton of 3s. They've only taken 20. Randall 2 for 4. That was Anunoby's second 3. So actually, maybe he took another one and I forgot.
He took one. He has taken 1 from each corner.
Okay. McBride 0 for 3 from deep. That's a turn from previous games. So, look, we were getting pretty spectacular Deuce McBride shooting.
Yep.
I don't know if I said Grimes, but I meant McBride. All right, down for a 1-point game.
Yeah, and those Deuce looks were good, so
I
no issue with that.
And keep taking them, keep firing away.
Yep.
All right, so you got
this is where it's like, all right, you have Sengun there. So what's the
Yeah.
look going to be with how they're loading?
There we go.
That's a great pass.
Fantastic pass from Julius. Okay.
Sean, that's the weak side pass where he's getting the double and he can see over it that he can make. And that's the how he's improved as a passer. I think especially this year.
Don't leave him in the corner. Don't leave him in the corner.
Julius.
He has no idea, does he? Oh, he just looked. He saw him. All right.
What the fuck are we doing?
Come on,
Back.
OG.
Hey!
Bang! There we
Bang.
go.
Okay.
This is a really good start to the half. Really good.
It's like they put better gasoline in the car. I was reaching for an analogy there. It's like they went from the cheap shit to the super unleaded whatever.
Got an oil change, got a tune-up, axles, whatever you do with the axles, you do something with those.
If any of y'all want to make me look like a total asshole, ask me any questions about a car.
Do you own one?
I do own a car because
Okay.
my wife's family is still on Long Island, so we're
Okay.
constantly going back and forth. But it's especially embarrassing because I worked at a Lexus service station for 2 summers.
Doing what?
I was a car jockey, bringing cars to and from the
Okay.
from the lot, setting up people with their whoever their writer was, who would try to sell them on all kinds of bullshit they didn't need. But mostly I was a car jockey, and if you give me a car, I could back it down a row of cars and like with my eyes closed. But in terms of knowing anything about the car, no.
Yeah.
It's not coming to the wrong place.
Well, I'm in the same boat. I don't know. Sean, are you you can work your way around a car?
If you guys are a 1 of 10, I am a 3, maybe a 2.5. And this is sad because I'm the son of a mechanic.
Oh, you have no excuse.
Oh, that's bad. That's bad.
I had no interest in cars growing up. My father's like a jack of all trades. Like he could do electrical work thing, but he could fix the car. He could remember the episode of Saved by the Bell where the dude takes apart the car and Slater tried to put it back together, but he can't. My father could take apart a car and put it back together, and I had no interest. Listen, when I was a teenager in junior high school and high school, all I cared about was sports, girls. Well, they didn't really care about me, and sports. But
I was about to say you could stop there for me.
But now, like as I've gotten older, obviously my father's still around. He was still helping me out, but I'm like, I gotta figure some stuff out. So now I will like, can I change my own oil? No, but if my air conditioner runs out, I need to refill it. I can do that myself. What
do you mean refill an air conditioner?
Well,
not
an air conditioner.
Like
sorry,
coolant?
The coolant.
Oh, I didn't even know you had to do that.
Oh, it's like YouTube is your friend.
I mean, back in the day, I used to, not on cars now because they're super complex, but I've popped in a headlight and stuff like that. But no, nothing underneath the car.
All right, this is Manute Bol and George Mirasan. That's my guess.
Okay, guys, I will be back to rejoin you in about.
Take your time. Jessica has overhauled several engines.
That's amazing.
Wow. All right. Very impressive. Great defense by Hartenstein getting those hands up.
Oh, wow.
No. Oh,
well, I just
you wanted him to just continue with it, right?
Yeah, but we'll take it.
Yeah, listen.
Because at John's point, if you get a 10-point lead, it might seem like 20. Except if you do that foolishness.
I remember Murasan on those mid-90s. I think it was
Wizards.
Were the Bullets at the time. Yeah. Juwan Howard.
So do I.
Yeah, Murasan had one really good year. I don't know if it was 97. Not quite an all-star, but I think he probably averaged 15 a game.
I should look that up because honestly, I remember him, but I don't remember him doing a damn thing.
He had, I'm almost positive he had one solid good season.
I'm looking this up now.
Okay, I need to know. He had like 15 points, 7 rebounds, a couple blocks.
95, 96. He averaged 14.5 points, 9.6 rebounds, 2.3 blocks. Led the league in field goal percentage, 584.
Okay. And that was like his, And that was like his one big year, right? Or good year.
2 years in a row, he led the league in field goal percentage at 3 point and shooting from 2, 58% and 60%. There we go. Oh God, finish.
Listen,
there we go.
That's great. That's great offense.
That is great offense. I thought he should have took the layup, but that was great offense.
Fair. I had same first thought, but
listen, maybe Dante passing up a layup is not a bad idea.
Yeah, I was about to say his shooting at the rim.
Julius, that's where you do leave the corner 3-point shooter and come and maybe give a little help. Am I wrong about that?
No.
Who's the corner shooter?
Jabari Smith Jr.
Leave him.
Okay.
Okay.
Julius. All right.
Heating up.
Second 3 of the half.
All right. So here's a 10-point lead.
Yeah. I mentioned this. You said this should feel like 20.
I mean,
get a bucket here.
Keep it going.
Yeah.
Julius,
run good offense. Get a bucket.
That was a great
There we go.
Nice tap out.
Wow,
they're humming right now. It's not all going down, but there's a verve.
Oh,
he's dancing.
This is the heat check.
Hartenstein, he is 100% effort literally the entire time he's on the floor.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Okay, well, that was short-lived. That would have been nice to get something out of that last possession, but it's fine.
Go, give it up.
Okie doke, reset. That's fine. 10 on the clock. Enough time to do something. Dirty Dancer says, when the stream pauses, only bad things happen. This is very accurate.
Oh, so when it pauses, I thought it was just my connection. So you guys are all losing.
We got to pause.
No, it's
okay.
Need that.
That's all right. We're starting to hit some shots here. Starting to hit some shots. I mean, it was bound to happen. We've been a good shooting team all year, despite recent returns.
Up to 44% from the field.
Okay.
Oh, okay. What is Green doing?
All right. So this is I don't mind the ISO here. Just get the ball back in Brunson's hands with Green on him.
All right.
So now Van Vliet
get a bucket here
on Julius.
Love the idea. That's nice.
Was a good idea.
Yeah. That's good, Julius.
Yeah.
You're hilarious.
See the spirit he's playing with right now? On offense, at least,
But you know what happened?
He made his first
shots
shot.
go in, and like we were talking about during halftime, and you've said this, John, if the shots aren't going in, everything else just falls apart.
And I wonder, and this is one of those ones where I will cop to, it's because this is the team we focus on. Other stars are like this. I can't speak intelligently to the degree to which they are like this in comparison to Julius. I just don't watch. You have to watch guys like every game, or almost every game to really get that good of an idea. But it feels like he is a bit more extreme. That's a big 3 from Van Vliet for his team. I mean, he's been doing that for his whole career.
I think it's because Julius gets superstar usage, but is not a superstar. So because he gets superstar usage, and he's like the number one guy in the team, and he gets the ball in his hands, like people hold him to a higher standard, whether fair or unfair.
What?
We've all seen the thing with like when they're playing the Nets against KD, he's like, I'm coming. And he's like, dude, you're not. Like, no, you're not. You're not him. But I think that's why he gets that scrutiny, because it's like, well, you're the guy in Madison Square Garden with the usage, with the run of the place. Like, that's why I think there's a bit of more expectation, and some of that is fair. It's interesting
that did he forget that the baseline was like not part of the court? I don't know what that was by OG, but this is so you got your 11-point lead. Now it's down to 8.
Mm.
You do not want to let this slither to nothing because you've worked too hard to get it back.
Okay,
There you
okay.
Go. They got a little lucky with the whistle there, maybe. Could have been called. But they haven't been calling a lot this game.
I like that. I like that.
Okay, you got an ISO. What are we doing with it?
They didn't call anything.
How did he make
it? Seriously?
How good is he?
Seriously?
Gosh.
What?
We need to replay that. His body angle.
Yes, that was like Mahomes in the Super Bowl.
But how's that not a foul?
And how's that not a foul?
How is that not a foul? Yeah, I'm marveling at the shot, but you're right. He was fouled.
Come on. I mean, the shot was, that's.
There we go,
all right.
Drew.
Okie dokie.
12-point lead.
Right, we got an ankle.
By OG. That's not what you want.
That's not.
We got to see that one again.
Oh, that's
Man,
no good. I don't like seeing OG. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think it's a
maybe
foul.
maybe not foul. Okay. I mean, that's still a fucking.
Yeah, it's a crazy shot. It's a crazy.
That's a crazy shot you'll see all year. Something I also will cop to not having paid enough attention to over the years, like OG's, I'll call them maladies. I don't know what better word there is for it. Like dings and dents, because he has not played a whole lot of full seasons. I don't think. Like I wonder what most of those are, and if they're anything to be concerned about. Is he just someone that maybe if he's not 100%, he doesn't go? I mean, none of the guys are 100% in the NBA, like at this time of year. But so that's an extreme. But you know what I mean.
So I want to get the guest's name right, and I'm blanking on it.
I know who you're talking about. Andrew's recent guest.
Yes. So he had right after it was the pod, and it was regarding OG and
S. Barahimi. Excuse me.
S. Barahimi. Thank you, JMAC. So according to him, a lot of these injuries have been more of the freak nature, like just things that aren't like wear and tear or aren't like ligament issues. Just like I don't have a list of what the injuries were, but also he's going to be a guest on this Saturday. So S. Barhimi going to make another appearance on the KFS airwaves.
Very nice.
Yes, fantastic guest, Jessica. But his point is the OG injuries have been more of the just random freak injuries and not something to be concerned about.
Good to know.
Like the appendix getting removed before the playoffs. It's like,
Right, because I think people remember he had the knee injury. I think it was at college or at some point he had like it was an ACL or
the injury that forced him to miss the rest of his college season, and probably why he dropped into the 20s because he was. I don't know if he would have been a lottery pick, but he would have been up there.
Yep.
Yeah. Meanwhile, the Hawks, stealing one from Zach Lowe, are trying to do us a favor tonight. I just looked up before they were down by 9 at home to the Magic. And now they're up by 4 with a minute to go in the third quarter. I feel confident the Hawks will find a way to lose this game because they're the Hawks, and they find a way to lose every close game. But it would be great if they could get a win tonight. That's partially why the Orlando game was like I could rationalize it, and logically I'm like it's not that bad of a loss. Julius was awful. Jalen Brunson didn't play. It's a really good defensive team. Paolo was good, and they lost by whatever they lost by. They were right in until the end. And yet, I was so bummed out about it because I'm like, man, not only could we have used the win, I want to put one of these friggin' teams behind us a little bit and get a little distance. So it's not 5 teams competing for 3 spots. It's maybe 4, but I don't know if Orlando's going away. Anyway, diatribe over.
Busy. I do watch-alongs for the Hoop Spaces Network. I call them hate watch parties because I watch 2 teams that I don't really care for, and I just talk cash shit about them. I did Hawks Pacers last week, so I will absolutely do a Raptors game. Won't be this Saturday because I will be in the building, but yes, I will do a Raptors game at some point. I won't hate on RJ and IQ. I'll just hate on everyone else. I'll even hate on Julius just for you.
Oh boy. Okay, so score update 74-62 Knicks. 12-point lead, largest lead of the game. 3:45 to go in the third quarter. Mostly a defensive struggle, although the Knicks have certainly come out with some nice verve on offense here in the third quarter.
God.
What are we doing, Julius? Okay.
There's a cut. I saw what you're trying to do, Jalen.
And that was good anticipation by whoever forced that turnover for the Rockets. I missed it.
It might have been
Şengün.
Oh, Şengün.
Yeah, you got the. Oh, look at that block. OG guarding a center.
Yep.
Stay
7-2
strong.
wingspan.
Wow.
Give me that.
Wow.
Give me that.
Take it.
Wow. Woo.
Unreal.
That was a
Get it back to
travel.
him. All right, reset.
Top of the key. Top of the key. There we go. Let's get a bucket here.
That is why that man is going to get paid a lot of money by the Knicks very soon.
Oh boy.
See.
That's so. That was a bit of a grenade. In fairness,
It's a grenade. It's a grenade. It's an absolute grenade.
It was a grenade. Yeah.
I'm not putting that on. It's like if anyone puts that on Julius, like,
Well, no, I would.
grenade.
No, on Hart.
Was
Yeah.
the
It's on
Hart?
hard.
No, I mean, but was the who threw it to Hart, and how much time was left? Because it was a
Hart
pretty good
pump fake,
closeout.
but he pump fake. There was like 3 seconds left, and he pump faked
Okay.
out the open three
That's
to
fair.
drive, and then threw the grenade.
You know what? I couldn't tell how good the closeout was in the
Mm.
corner. If he had a shot, then he had to take the shot.
So I would just say that his release is so slow that in his
That's-
defense, I think he needs a little more space than.
Well,
you
that's
would
not
like.
really a defense, then, is it? There, DJ, because you're a fucking perimeter player in the National Basketball Association.
But it's like
But-
there's certain things, attributes that I can't criticize. It's
Yeah.
like he's you're. I want him to shoot the ball, but I also know that his release is going to just take a little more
Yep.
time to get off.
So, are you saying that maybe we shouldn't play the guy at the slow shooting release at the shooting guard position
Maybe
for extended periods of time?
fair.
It's just a name. It's just a name.
That's a travel.
That's
Oh, they didn't call it. Oh, come on.
Jesus Christ. He gets
Whatever.
this shit kicked out of him every game. I mean, the thing is, I've said before, and I maintain I do like this lineup, but oh my god, well, that's not good. Down to 8 all of a sudden, because I like the size that they bring, but it's
Timeout.
dicey. It's dicey. So down to 8, timeout Tibbs, good timeout, obviously. It takes a lot of the pizzazz out of what this lineup might be able to do. If Hart's not playing his best, then he's not playing his best right now.
No, and it's juxtaposed to Dante DiVincenzo, who is as good as it comes right now in terms of just catching and shooting. So and then you get more. Now, would you say as a defensive player, he's a more valuable at the 2 guard than Hart at this point? Because you're not going to have Hart guard the best player because that's OG's role. So you're gonna want a better off ball playmaker, and that's where DiVincenzo is excelling right now.
I mean, the drop off offensively from DiVincenzo to Hart right now, specifically at the 2 guard spot, it's monumental.
Mm-hmm.
But Grimes is closer to Dante than he is to Hart right now.
Yeah.
Now, Hart can make that's in a half court setting. Hart obviously can and often does make up for it in transition. We have not seen that enough to tilt the scales.
Yep.
Yeah. But listen, important stretch of the game right now, because this is like, again, you never got it high enough where you felt like, okay, it's like real breathing room, but it's enough where you can't go into the fourth quarter up like 3 or 4 points. You got to have a sizable something here. That's a big bucket from Julius from the
huge
corner.
and just
Massive.
just taking the shot without a pump fake, right? Or a jab step, just letting it go.
I mean, he's got to shoot it with confidence.
Yeah. And that is, how many threes has he attempted tonight? I feel like he's gotten a
Van
fair
Vliet
amount.
heating up.
Good thing Julius hit that. Okay, we're back to 8 after a Van Vliet 3. It feels like it's going to be a pivotal couple of minutes. And Grimes in the game, by the way, we should say.
Along with Josh Hart, because, why? least this lineup provides a little bit more. I don't know, whatever.
That was another good look from Brunson, by the way.
Get out of here.
Okay, if you time this right, you
Grimes in the corner.
Yeah, he was. Oh, this goes in.
Oh,
see, that's the Josh
there
Hart
we
play.
go. Okay.
Those are Josh Hart things.
Finished it.
I thought he got fouled, but I guess not.
Nope, give me that.
Has Van Vliet made a layup?
No, it's not. I mean, they've missed so many shots in this game. They've missed so many shots in this game.
Pass the balls to someone in white. All right.
What?
Just watch. Just watch.
Oh gosh.
Oh my God, this is Miami all over again.
Josh Hart has to shoot that. He gets more of those passes in the amount of minutes he plays than anyone in the NBA.
I mean, did Julius have like money on the third quarter line and it was like right up in borderline? That was just, I don't know. What was that?
Listen, that was a rough finish, but a great overall third quarter for Julius.
No, fantastic third quarter for Julius. Fantastic third quarter for the Knicks. They did what they had to do, which is to take a game that was a 2-point game at halftime or 4
Yeah,
point?
48-46.
Yeah. And give some real separation. Hold on. Okay. Here we go. My youngest daughter, by the way, is up down here with me in my office at 9:23 p.m. because it's been a bit of a dicey evening in the Macri household because my wife is finishing up an online class. Like one of these, I don't know if you've ever had a grad school experience where they've offered or even maybe college experience where they've offered like an abbreviated course over like winter or whatever. Yeah. So this is condensed 3-week course. Maybe, I don't even know if it was 3 weeks, maybe 2.5. And this is the last night. And so it's been touch and go, but we're close to the finish line. I think my wife is finishing up relatively soon.
And are we hours past bedtime? Are we an hour? Like how far in the weeds are we?
The earliest that the little one will go to bed now, I would say 7:30, maybe occasionally, and then usually closer to 8. Yeah.
Okay.
That's what that dude gets for that jersey. Look, first of all, you got on a fake Brunson jersey. That's why that shot went over the damn backboard. God damn it! How dare? Yeah, I could tell it's fake. Trust me. I grew up in. Yeah,
I was going to ask, like, what is the giveaway?
Well, so it was the numbers, not the numbers. The lettering was off.
Okay.
Like so the lettering on the front was the lettering from like the '90s Knicks. Like the '90s Knicks jerseys, but it was like, okay, clearly that's not. And then the lettering on the back, I was just like, yeah, it's like, if you're gonna buy a fake one, buy a good fake one. I know a guy, I'll give you a good price.
I know a guy.
Cleveland up 45.
45.
Chris Middleton 1 for 10. He's a minus 40. Nick Killer Malik Beasley 1 of 6 from the field. But yeah, Chris Middleton minus 40.
Oh, I forgot. That's the youngest Holiday brother, right? Who's kind of reclaimed his career a little bit here in Houston.
The Aaron Holiday?
Aaron?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Which good for him because he was kind of almost out of the league. So no Brunson, no Julius. That's a great pass. Was that from Deuce?
My feed cut out. I actually missed that.
Or was that from Hart? No, it's from my
Hartenstein.
Sorry.
So I will say this. If you're going to have non-Brunson Randall minutes, just run the offense through 55. Do that.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
But I think the first time Hart wasn't in the first time for the no Brunson Randall minutes and everything just let's go.
Hey! Come on.
Here we go.
Okay. Daddy? Yes. Okay. You want to come up here and say hi to the people?
How old is she now?
She's going to be 3 in March, early March.
What?
Yeah.
She's going to be 3? I thought she was born dude.
No, she was born on March sure this is what all the YouTube folks have come to talk about. So we should quick reset. I can't even look up the score because my daughter's watching some friggin' video on my phone. What's the score of the game?
82-69.
82-69. Knicks up by 13. As they've gotten off to a good start in the fourth here to follow up a good third quarter. Yeah, so my daughter was born on March 4th, 2021. And I will always remember they beat the Pistons that night because I had the game on, and I watched the game from my wife's delivery room. And then Andrew took over the post game, and my wife, as she was in recovery laying after she had given birth, sent in a super chat.
I remember that. Yes, I remember that one.
They kicked the shit out of the Pistons that night, which is nice. I forget everything about the game. I couldn't tell you much about it.
Zach with an H is also a March baby.
Oh, what's his birthday?
He's March 13th.
March 13th. Okay.
Is
that the Ides of March or no? That's earlier.
No, that's March 15th.
That's March. Oh, or late. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. A friend of mine's daughter was born on the Ides of March 2 days later. So they're friends 2 days apart. I always remember that day because it was Selection Sunday.
Okay.
And Yale made a tournament for the first time in like 55 years. My wife is a Yale alum.
Oh, nice. It was
also daylight savings time. I'll never forget, we're in the hospital, and at 1:59, I just see the clock just start spinning forward. And I'm like, why is the clock spinning forward? I was like, oh, because it's daylight savings time. And that was one day I'll tell you about that whole night. It was amazing.
I would like to hear
over a beer. And the Lakers beat the Supersonics.
The Seattle Supersonics as they were. Oh man.
It's from today with Ice Cube. Today was a good day. She bought the drink, I bought the Chronic. The Lakers beat the GMAC he got it. He got it.
Did it all go over our heads? What happened?
I know the song now that you've sang it.
Because he said the Knicks beat the Pistons that night. And there's a song, Today Was a Good Day by Ice Cube. And he said it was such a good day. She bought the song that I bought the Chronic, and then the Lakers beat the Supersonics. There's actually people that have actually tried to figure out what actual day it was. And they went and they looked like, okay, what are all the days where there was a police chase or choppers overhead, and then the Lakers beat the Supersonics, and someone actually tried to figure out, like, it was this day. This was the day, because it was like that day there was no smog in the LA sky and yada yada yada. GMAC, I will give you $25 if you type the next line after "Fed on the Big Fat Fanny." We have gone off the rails. 82.
No, I love it.
10:30 left.
Listen, this has not been a wonderful offensive performance on the Rockets. I really want to continue to cushion this lead here because I fear that the Rockets will rediscover how to shoot at some point before the end of this game, even though we are running out of time.
I'd like a blowout so we can do Knicks trivia.
Well, I'm not counting on that. I'm counting on this one going down the stretch. I think my daughter's thinking she's talking into the microphone. Is there something you want to say? As Isaiah Hartenstein, who's really done a wonderful job on Senjun all night.
I was just going to say that. I agree with you.
Really is. Van Vliet, 19 points on 16 shots. I mean, you sign for that any day of the week. Okay. He tried it. Go. DJ, is there just a lack of his, I don't want to say inability. The fact that he does not get to the rim a lot, doesn't get into the paint a lot. Is there one big culprit? If you want to answer after they run this play, it's up to you.
Sure.
I think that's a travel.
Yeah, he dragged it. Yeah. So there's like probably two big things. Like the burst is not great. I think he's fast, but not bursty in short windows. And then
two different things.
And then just the handle is not good for his position.
Yeah. That's it.
So out of like, when he can get downhill out of like some of these like pick and roll opportunities, like and he's trying to finish, then that's also not been great. But these are all things he's still 23 and he can finishing. You can improve on. So, and especially in the in-between game stuff, I think Şengün was that an offensive foul?
It was, and Grimes did a fantastic job pursuing around the screen. It's like, it may not pop off the screen, but Grimes still does a lot of those little things too that win you ball games. And that was a moment right there. Knicks taking better care of the ball in this half too. We should know.
Yeah, they only have 10. Well, they're jinxed.
Yeah, that was my bad, guys. Sorry. That's on me.
No one man should have all that power.
I really should not. I feel like moving forward, the element of surprise will be McBride's friend. To get in situations where, like, I feel like we've seen that a couple of times where maybe the defense wasn't expecting him to go, and if he sees like a little sliver of light. But again, even that, the lack of a burst, it's like if you have an elite, I thought Tillman. Tillman's a pretty good switch guy, but I thought Tillman did a really nice job on him, and that he had a great game too. But just in terms of preventing the driving.
Yeah, he did. And yeah, you're right. Tillman he's a really good defensive player. Just really
why is Tillman not playing? I mean, I guess he does play 15 minutes a game it feels like he's more of an afterthought in Memphis.
Funny,
I wouldn't mind him.
I think I don't know why he's not playing more. I mean, the offense is kind of rough, I think. He just doesn't. He's not an above the rim finisher, and then he's not a shooter. So if he's not cleaning up on the offensive glass, like how's he helping you on offense? But the defense is just good. He's a fantastic defensive player. But regarding Deuce, I think there is that element of just probably more straight line drives versus trying to dance a little bit and try to win with like crossovers, in and out dribbles, things of that nature, because I think those are just not at the point where he's going to break down a defense. But he's already got the pull-up three down off, when they're in drop, and I tweet about this today, when they're in drop and they go under a screen, he is hopping into that three with such confidence and efficiency that it looks like a shot that is just going to be good for him. Oh. And that right there, that is your base and you can build off that, you're going to be fine. Maybe not as like your full-time starter, but as a part-time ball handler, backup point guard,
you can make it work. You can make it work. Sean, are you a Deuce guy? If that's the response,
I like Deuce, but what lives rent free in my head?
What?
So the only takeaway I ever take from Summer League is the second-year player, how the second-year player does. If the rookie struggles, whatever. If the rookie does great, whatever. But if you've been in the NBA for a year and you struggle in Summer League, that is a red flag to me. And watching him not be able to beat people off the dribble in Summer League his second year always just stuck with me. So he has to, like you said, he's a wing in a point guard's body.
That's Benji's line.
That's Benji. Yeah. He has to hit threes. He has to hit threes consistently. And I mean, I could say, and DJ, you can speak to this. I could say he should be doing dribble drills all summer until his hands bleed. But I don't know if that's going to make a difference. He's got to hit threes.
Well, the next opportunity he'll get to hit threes will be in the next game because he is out in favor of Jalen Brunson here, as should surprise nobody. I mean, he gave him his. Did he check in before the end of the third? I don't even remember, but whatever. Brunson's in.
Gotcha, GMAC. Oh, we have a super chat. I will copy and paste. Someone actually paid us money during this thing. Hey,
great defense, elite offense right there.
Momentum.
Okay,
keep that separation. That was a big shot by Jalen Brunson.
All right, this is from.
No, that's not. No, don't do that. No, you're gonna get Andrew to come over here and yell at Daddy.
I got it. Yes, I'll wait till the next time out. I got you.
So Şengün draws the foul. Sorry, John.
What happened?
I was just gonna commend Hartenstein again, even though he's called for the foul here. He's just swallowed up Şengün more times than not in this game, and Şengün's 21 points right now, 5 or 6 assists a game, a really good offensive center, and Hartenstein is just proving his mettle as just a big time defender, and a lot of guys he gives a lot of these centers trouble because of keeping them off balance and the head fakes and his spin moves. And Hartenstein has just been there. He's been in his chest the entire game. He's been so good.
People are talking about Sengun as an all-star. I'm not sure I go that far, but that's the conversation. And
yeah, he's been a great offensive player. And I think if you buy into like the sort of like the dunks and threes and like LeBron metrics, I think he's probably got a case. Yeah. Seems a little early. Like he just probably not going to. Coaches probably aren't going to go with him. That's a tough step.
There's no foul. Why
he thought he got it.
Give me that.
Did that go in?
Yep.
That was a hell of a basket. Was that green?
It was green.
I'm pretty sure I hit my prize picks over.
You could see what I mean. He does enough, right? He does enough to keep you in.
Yep.
Okay, what are we doing here, folks? We got 9.
So this is the value of Hartenstein. You can just like pop out and you can do something with them now. That's a mid-range Josh Hart make. We all knew that was going in. Full confidence.
Listen,
it is some of those where he's not thinking and he just has to react. He makes more of them than you think.
And one.
What?
Make or miss league.
Where was the foul? I
think it was on the OG reach in.
Yeah, but I didn't. I didn't catch it cleanly, but I didn't see a great angle of that.
Oh, MSG's like here. Oh, that's clean. Looked like Paul George on that.
It's a nice comp.
You need Fred to sort of like break down the hand wiping on the jersey. Like where did that come from? How long has he been doing it? Is it like
that's a Fred article waiting to happen.
Yeah,
that's a big.
I mean, off-season article, but it's an article nonetheless.
No, Fred doesn't care. He'll write it right in the middle of a playoff series. Doesn't give a shit.
So Sengun can do a full split. Have you ever seen this?
No.
Like full. Like
that's wild.
Yeah, I think he did ballet growing up, if I'm not mistaken.
That would make sense.
Yeah. Nice rejection there. Buckets.
That's just Jalen Brunson, man. Sometimes you just got to shake your head.
No, and when he can reject and get downhill just enough to get into that right at that spot, that right elbow, he's so good.
Ooh, that was a nice move. That was impressive from Dylan.
Give him
Brooks.
credit.
Yeah, absolutely. It was over OG. That's a couple of nice offensive moves here from the Rockets to stay just within striking distance here, and keep the pressure on.
All right, Josh Hart.
Yes,
listen, Sean.
Just do yes. Do Josh Hart things.
Yes.
Just do Josh Hart things. Do Josh Hart things.
He's heard all the noise, I'm sure. He seems like he's probably
I know he reads all his tweets. He reads every one of them.
Oh my God. I can't even fault Julius for that. That's what Sengun does to a lot of big men down low. And he hasn't done it to Hartenstein tonight.
Next time out, I'll tell my Josh Hart villain origin story.
Okay.
Oh, he's cooking right now.
Guy, he is cooking.
We're in shake our head mode and reminding not that any of us needed reminders, but like Jalen Brunson, kind of important to this team.
Yeah,
maybe. Think.
Give me that. Now go coast to coast. Okay, that's fine. Oh, here we go.
Oh, knee
and one.
Whoa, that was nice.
That was
awesome.
Play
of the game right there. I don't know if we win it.
That pass is exactly what we're talking about at halftime. He takes what the defense gives him. When Julius just takes what the defense gives him.
Yeah, but he had a little spice on that one. That was like
a little spice,
little Stephon Marbury pass spin thing.
That was Marbury.
Yeah, right.
That was a Starberry.
That was a Starberry.
That's good.
Zach of an H has returned. Now we're talking about bedtime.
Listen, my kids are asleep, so I can't help you guys out.
You.
I run a tight ship around here.
What time do your kids wake up?
I mean, for school, they're gonna JMAC DJ go wake up your kids. We need symmetry. So we start early, so they're up at like 6:45.
Okay.
Yeah.
Zach is in his third cycle of REM sleep at 6:45. So it's a trade-off.
Yeah, no, I get you.
Like I have a 7-year-old that sleeps in on the weekend. It's a blessing.
Oh, when that transition happens, it's just amazing.
More really nice defense by the Knicks there.
Yep.
Really nice rebound, big power rebound by OG. I've kind of wow, what a pass that was. And that was
another loose ball. I mean, Josh Hart he's had a fantastic few minutes here. Finish that. This is the Josh Hart we've been waiting for, right?
But like, it's there. It's always been there. Like it was gonna come back. I'm gonna GMAC is gonna have to get the muzzle for me on this post game because like again. Totally fine. When a player's playing poorly, criticize the player for playing poorly. Criticize the coach for going too long with the player that's playing poorly, especially when you have someone else there that can do a lot of things that can help your team win and the whole thing. The overextension of like bench him, he sucks, it was a horrible contract. That's the stuff that like I'm more sensitive because I do the post games every night and like it seeps into me more than it seeps into probably anybody else. So I'm not the person who should be talking about this, but I have to talk about it because that's what I do. Drew loading. I love it. No, I'll choose my words carefully. But look, Josh Hart's a good basketball player. Like he's had a bad year, as you said, DJ, and you're not wrong. But he's a good basketball player, helps them win games. That's all. Rant over.
100% agree.
From Christian Finnegan, you could tell me that this was the game that kicked off Julius Randle's MVP campaign, or you could tell me this was the game where Randle's career went off the rails, and I believe you either way. Granted, he did this is early came before the pass, but like you were right. Like, listen, he's confounding, but you know,
no, I mean he set the tone in the third quarter to his credit.
Yep,
he played really well offensively.
And now I can't tell my Josh Hart villain origin story.
You can. It just may feel a little hollow after this game.
It's gonna hit a little
I'll
different.
still tell it. I'll tell next stoppage of play, and then we could do trivia.
Listen, let's not get ahead of ourselves quite yet. It's 98-81, 4:22 to go. The Knicks could go up by 20 here. No, so you got to stop pressing those buttons. My daughter loves pressing buttons. What?
There we go. Heat check.
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay.
And now,
okay, well, potentially important swing.
6-point swing.
This is the NBA. It's 14 points with 4 minutes. Is
yes, it's not insurmountable.
It's not. Yeah. No.
And one.
Finally got his foul call.
I love him so much. I really do. I love him. Where are you going? What?
Finally got his foul call. He's been asking for it for about 3 quarters. Such a good touch.
You happy the Knicks are winning?
Yeah.
Yes.
Of course.
We're happy too.
I swore your second daughter was like 18 months old. That's terrible.
Dom Cappuccini, super chat. The things that we were missing on Monday. LOL. Love it. Yeah, they brought a lot of their chutzpah back in the second half specifically. Mm-hmm. First half didn't have it. This half, you know. So 186, 14-point game, 3:23 to go. We're like so close.
Come on, nail this. That might have been the dagger. Okay.
All right.
Uncle Jeff Green, who was drafted 2007, just beat everyone down the floor.
All right. Listen, this letting this get under 10, by the way, with anything more than 2 minutes to go would qualify as playing with your food. In case anybody was wondering.
Yes, he does.
All right, they're in swarm mode. And how did he get it off?
And I don't know. So Jalen Brunson, I think quietly has absolutely annihilated the Rockets in this half. But it hasn't been that quiet.
No, I mean, he's 6 foot, and how he's able to figure out an angle to get this shot off. And then
footwork is extraordinary.
When's the last time he's missed?
He missed that 3 right before the Van Vliet 3.
Inside the arc.
Inside the arc. Yeah, I mean, you're right. I don't know. He's been smoking from that area.
15 with under 3 minutes left.
Are we there? Are we close?
I feel good.
We're close.
I feel pretty
We're
close.
close.
Yeah.
Well, if we're gonna do that shit,
they're you can tell they're close enough where they're starting to feel like they should let up, but you gotta foot on the gas for a little bit longer, guys.
Yeah. Last year's Rockets team would have folded. Not this one by now.
Last year's Rockets team was one of the worst on-court products.
They were terrible.
I think you could argue that if you were going to rank the fan base happiness quotients for this season through the first half of the season, I think there's a pretty good argument that the Rockets are in the top 5 to go from what they had to watch on a nightly basis last year to now this season. This is the best season, right? We've talked about this before. This is the no expectation season. This is the this is the gravy season. So
we hear season.
Yeah, exactly. It's the we hear season, and you know, it's and they're in the play-in mix, so it's like, what's better than that?
Yammer! Jesus, Sengun.
That was impressive.
Someone has to shoot it.
And JB is going to.
Well,
at least you used up the whole clock. It's a small bonus. It was a great defensive play, though, to block that hard shot.
Yeah.
So this line, I mean, you saw OG sort of struggle to get the ball over half court. Josh Hart kicked the ball around. I mean, ball handling is going to be a bit of an issue for this lineup, especially with a team swarming a little bit.
If they get pressed?
Just like pressure, not even like pressing necessarily, but just like pressure defense, trapping, and just getting the ball out of Brunson's hands. I thought he fouled him here. I don't know. Maybe get a replay.
Are they going to take a look at it?
Might as well.
Yeah, right. Seemed like a clear foul to me. I don't know. What's the percentage of players when they ask for a review? What's the percentage that they're actually right? Are they right 2 out of 10 times?
5%. Like
JMAC 0.33.
I will watch a player throw the ball out of bounds and just swirl his finger. I'm like, dude, like, come on.
It was the Philly-Denver game where Stan Van was talking about how he's noticed coaches, when the player is asking for the review, will immediately turn to whoever's been designated as the review guy. And just basically, so you don't have to look at the player, and you can just, whoever's making the call on with the iPad is going to make the decision, because they don't want to deal with whoever player is asking for it. Oh, villain origin story now.
Okay,
go ahead.
Of course. Okay. So game 2 against Miami. Second quarter, I'm watching the game. I'm just watching. That was the first time where I noticed that Josh Hart pump fakes out open threes, wouldn't take open threes, and Eric Spoelstra, being the wise man it is like, all right, we're gonna play 9 feet off of this guy. So I'm just watching him pass up open threes, whatever, and I say to myself, this isn't a Josh Hart series. And I'm sitting next to my friend Cedric Shine, who I split the tickets with.
Cedric. I love Cedric.
Yeah, split it. And he's like, how can you say that? And I'm like, dude, they're leaving him wide open. He's like, and then he went to the whole, well, the things that he brings and the heart and the soul that we need him. And I was like, I'd had a few, and I just start like, dude, they're leaving him wide open. He has to take the shot. If he's not going to take, look, Spoelstra's not guarding him. If he's not going to take the shot, Cedric to this day says like he says I was unhinged, but I was like, yo, how can you not see? Hey, 2 for 2.
Nice.
So I just ran it, whatever. And so of course if you remember, he hit like a big 3 down the stretch to help ice that game 2 against Miami.
Sure.
And Cedric's like, see, you said he wasn't, and it was like, okay. And then from then on, I've just watched him. When I just watch him pump fake out threes, I'm like, if I was playing a drinking game right now, I'd be hammered. So that's where it started for me. So what everyone's yelling about now this week, I'm just like, well, I've been saying, not that he's bad, but like I've been saying this since May, literally.
I just want to say, I think it's an incredibly fair take about that not being a Josh Hart series if that's how he's going to play, and which is why DJ, you, and Benji, I think the two of you, when you went and dug into the film, that when they first got Josh Hart, I think both of you came to the conclusion of like, if he's open, he has to shoot it. If he's not going to shoot it when he's open, it's going to be a problem, and you can't really game plan around it.
Yeah, which we remember in Portland, he had just stopped shooting for a while.
For a period of time. Yep.
Yeah, and it sort of fixed itself last year. And
yeah, then he showed up and shot 57% from 3 in a Knicks uniform, literally 57%. And everyone's like, and you know, he's doing all the I got New York braided in my hair and Tatum get out of here, and then daring himself to the fence. So it's like, all right, that's all cool, but Eric Spoelstra is not guarding you. And so.
But listen, tonight he's been amazing. Yeah, he's been amazing in this half. I mean, he's been fantastic.
And we should also give Julius the credit for hitting the dagger a moment ago. Jessica says it. Randall, dirty 30. Did he didn't end up with 30 points? I feel like I haven't checked the stats
27.
in a while. 27. Okay. So we're up to 27 for Julius and 30 for Brunson. I kind of want Julius to get to 30. He may take him out here. I don't know if he's going to get to 30, but was that 28? That's 28, right? 28. Okay. Because Brunson. Oh, I'm all better. Oh, thank you so much. My daughter had her little doctor kit out. But Brunson and Randall had not had 30 in the same game until you had to go back to last season until the trade. And now post trade, I think this would be the 3rd or the 4th time. I have to go double check it, but like they're just taking on so much more of the load. I think that's pretty clear.
Yep.
Yeah, 29 for Randall here.
And Randall stays in the game.
I wonder if he wants his 30.
Yep.
How much do you think Randall cares about his numbers?
He can.
So
I think they all most of them care to a certain extent.
He's got it. The dirty 30 for dirty 30. There he is. Julius Randle 30. And look at where he ended up. You can't look at 31 points on 18 shots and be like, no, the guy didn't have a good game. It's like, it's an efficient ball game.
No, he's
from 3.
Good game. He played really well. Turned it around. How many turnovers are they going to end up with? Because I feel like they had a ton in the first quarter and slowed down.
So
12.
15 team turnovers, 12 attributed to the individual players because that number's a little off still.
Okay.
But much better after the first half. It went down from 10 to 5. No, get down. My daughter's treating the office like a jungle gym, as she's wont to do sometimes. They picked up their shooting, which is probably the biggest difference in the game, probably in the second half, other than the verve that New York came out with to start the third quarter. Knicks hit shots in the second half, and the Rockets, the Rockets had some opportunities. Like this would have been, this is going to go down as whatever it's going to go down as, and a 15 or 18 or 20 point loss. This would have been a very different game if the Rockets could hit a few more shots.
Yeah. Yep. It's sort of they never got their sea legs out under them. it just the Knicks' aggression in the second half really impressive. I thought OG's defense in the second half like just popped off the screen. He's going to end up with another plus 20. We're going to lead the Knicks in plus minus.
I just
again.
had it with a comfortable lead for OG in plus minus tonight. Like at some point, it's probably not a coincidence. Would like that for Grimes. And also the other area that the Knicks really established themselves, especially in the second half, the rebounding. It's going to, as of right. Oh yeah. Okay. So it's going to wind up 50 rebounds for the Knicks, 38 rebounds for the Houston Rockets. So big advantage on the boards, big advantage behind the line in the second half. Really, really, really wonderful response from the Knicks. Certainly to come out after you've played the last few games, not in a way that was very becoming of the type of team you would like to be, to come out with the requisite effort in the first half, be a little uneven, not too clean, but the effort was there, and then you started to clean up the things that you need to clean up coming out of halftime. Ends up going down as a nice, tidy 15-point win over a quality basketball team. On that note, Sean with W, I'll turn it over to you.
I think what you said, like about the requisite energy, good that they came out with it against this team, because these are not your little brothers Rockets. And we were talking about earlier, like sometimes they're just, you have ups and downs, and we were in a bit of a down, and we discussed why, but it's a big win. Not a big win, but it's a good win. Get off the schneid. Josh Hart, like it was a tale of two halves. Steve Kerr always says he looks at three stats of the box score: assists, turnovers, and the other team's field goal percentage. Assists 24-23 Knicks, not that much of a difference. Turnovers 15-10 Knicks got out, lost the turnover battle, but only allowed 6 points off those turnovers. But field goal percentage, Knicks shot 45% from the field, 35% from three. Rockets shot 41% from the field, 26% from three. That with the rebounds, that's your ball game.
Well said, DJ.
Yeah, so I mean, Jalen back in the game after the calf injury, big in the second half, 6 of 9 in that short mid-range area. Johnny touched on it, how efficient he was in that zone. Got to the line after begging for some foul calls, but his performance, and then I thought Hartenstein protecting the rim and his individual defense against Şengün was just phenomenal. So credit to him. He continues to be a big-time defensive player, and it was a really good win second half, as you guys have touched on. Really strong, and then before I wrap, I saw Reggie Bullock embrace Tibbs, so that was cool. And then Julius hanging out with Melo there. Some nice vibes here at MSG tonight.
And caw! The Hawks beat the Magic.
There you go.
I feel like DeJounte Murray may have hit a game winner because I saw them mobbing him. Whatever. They got the win, and we got the win. So thanks everybody for watching another watch along. Thanks to all of our patrons for watching on playback. I'm gonna go head over and do the post game. Good night, everybody.
Peace.
Hi, CT Pittman.